Hi, this is Old Jar Podcast. This is Vanessa, and welcome back. Today's topic is going to be a little bit long, and I have been debating from my last podcast to now if I even wanted to talk about it. But apparently, I've been doing my research, and it seems like everybody's going through something. If you go and read comments on any video at this point, it could be a stimulus video, you will learn that a lot of people are either already went homeless or about to be homeless. In the situation of our economy, it's pretty bad. The news will tell you one thing, but you go read comments. You will learn actual people are saying, hey, I lost my house or my apartment, or, I have no more money. And I guess I'm just a statistic as well, because I lost my car not too long ago. And what I used to do for a living depended on that car. And if you say, yeah, any job, if you live in an area like I do, you have to drive to work. But no, I was a rideshare driver. And I can no longer do that, which is interesting. And I'm about to be homeless in less than 30 days. I would have to look at a calendar. But at this point, it's less than 30 days. It's more like 27, 28. I have less than 30 days to find somewhere else to live. I began today to pack up some of my stuff. I've got to continue packing up, and I've got to arrange somebody to help me move it, and where am I going to go? That's another issue I'm facing right now. I have possibly a few options, but some of the options are just not good. I mean, it would mean stripping me down to no electricity, no running water. It is on that kind of level. So some people I know, if you're, well, you're not watching, you're hearing as a podcast. If you're hearing this, you're like, oh, at least you have options. Oh, you don't understand these options. My option could be your option. You're like, oh no, our circumstances are different. No, literally. This could be your option if you wanted it to be. I mean, it requires no electricity, no running water. That's an option. But this is, I guess, I wouldn't call it a journey. I cannot stand when people say, oh, this is my journey I'm on. No, this is not some journey. I just feel like this is the choice I'm having to make going forward. Is it good long term or short term? I hate that I have to leave my apartment. It is horrible. This is actually, I rent a house, and it's a small house, but it's nice. And it is on a dead-end street, and it's backed up to the wood line, and it's very nice and secluded. And, I hate that I'm going to have to leave. But the reality is, they have not figured out the stimulus. They have not figured out anything to do with that bill that affects unemployment, by the way. So I realized this, and I'm like, okay, I need to do something else, because I cannot be cruel to my landlord and just squat here until he evicts me. I will not do that. He's actually a really good man. I will not just, if you cannot pay, then you need to, pack up, clean up, and leave. I mean, it's not complicated. For me, it's not complicated. This man, he is dependent, his livelihood on paying rent. If I cannot do that, then I don't need to make it more complicated or a bigger headache for him. So that's why I realized this bill that they keep on, it feels like they're just dangling a carrot, because they will not talk about the stimulus. Every day is an update, but there is no update. There's zero update. Go back and look for the last 2 weeks. There's no update. There's none. You're like, oh no, they're getting close. No, they're not. They're going on vacation, do another thing. They don't care about, the people. If they did, they would have locked it in and said, this is what's going to happen. We're going to do this and go ahead and pass it. Because they know in July, right, that it cuts off from the CARES Act. And if that's true, even if they don't implement it now, it won't buffer in. Meaning, okay, so let's say they figured it out the last week of July, for example. That will cut everybody off that extra unemployment. Even unemployment in itself for me is only $95 a week. We're not talking about that bonus stimulus. It's only $95. I cannot rent. I cannot buy groceries. I can't even pay my phone bill. Can't do anything with $95 a week. A lot of people are like, well, I can make it off of that. Sure, if you're living in the woods. But reality, I cannot pay rent with that. So if they cut it off, the extra, everybody keeps calling it the $600. If you pay taxes on it, you're not getting $600, by the way. And if you're not paying taxes on that $600, what are you doing? You better go in there on your login on unemployment and hit the right button, because they'll start taking taxes out. If not, they'll take it later. And you will owe a massive tax bill, by the way. So if you're not taking out, nobody should be getting 600, that imaginary number as I call it. No, they should be taking taxes out. If not, you will have a huge tax bill next year. So keep that in mind. Even if they figured it out in July, right? There's no buffer weeks, meaning you will get cut off of that, and it could take another month or two to get back on it. You're already homeless, right? You've lost everything. And it won't matter if you get $600, that imaginary number, extra a week, because you don't have anything anymore. It won't even matter. For people like me, no car now, about to be no house. What does it matter? What does it matter? Applying for a job is part of unemployment. You have to apply for jobs and do other things. I've been doing it, but who's hiring me? Nobody. Nobody's contacted me. Nothing. I remember, 2 days ago? I had applied for a job. And they sent me a thing, which I was surprised said that 94 other people applied for this same job. And they haven't got to my resume yet. I was like, what? Oh my goodness. I don't even stand a chance. It's like, oh my goodness. The whole market is flooded with people. There is no jobs. And if there is, it's part-time. And when I say part-time, like 10 hours a week. There's nothing. That's not going to pay rent. And people, we are all going through, we all have irky, as I call it, it's like a murky, irky waters. We're all kind of going through the same waters at this point too, which is, it is too much with too many people at one time. It is it's going to be a massive situation with so much homelessness. It is coming. And my situation, I don't know. I honestly do not know going forward. I will know probably by Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. By Wednesday, I should know, what choice I'm going to make, because I've literally got to make it. And some of those choices still leaves me like a week or two short of, what am I going to do with all my stuff? I've got to find somewhere to put it. That's a whole nother thing. I mean, I've got to try to get rid of some stuff. I've already kind of did that a couple weeks ago. I kind of got rid of a bunch of stuff because I realized, if our situation does not change, I have no option. So, and no, I'm not going to be a squatter and just stay here till my poor landlord kicks me out. I will not do that to him. He's not going to be happy I'm going to leave, but I will not do that to him. When I leave, I will make sure I, sweep and clean up and everything, because I want it where he can just, if he can find another renter, God bless him. If not, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for your situation, but I literally don't have any other like I don't have any other way at this point going forward. And I think this is a hard pill to swallow, so to speak. That's a phrase. There is no pills involved, but I feel like there is so many people walking through this right now, and it's not being talked about. Other things are, and I am not even. I quit. I don't have a TV, so I listen to the news sometimes on the phone. I will find out what news, what's going on, and it just makes me mad. And it does, because it breaks my heart that stuff is going on and carrying on, and I don't want no part of it. I'm not a part of that. I'm not going to deal with that. And the more I watch it, I get more angry, and I don't want to be angry. So I'm not going to deal with that. I feel like, this is so hard. This is just, but is this the hardest situation I've ever been in? Actually, no, this is not. I've never just not had a car or a home at the same time. Like, both things haven't happened at the same time. Like, losing my car and my home in the same time frame, it's never happened that way. It's usually either a home or a car, but not at the same time. So going forward, I'm going to try to, I don't know, I try to save, I guess, and that way I can maybe get a clunker, as we call them. Just get a clunker, maybe, for the future, maybe not, I don't know. And I do have some options that I'm looking at right now, and I will not know what the answer will be until probably maybe next week. And the reason for that is because it's not just me picking one. Is other people involved, and if it lines up correctly, I could actually have an older trailer to live in. But there's actually two of those options. One is a complete gut job. It is actually, the trailer is free, but it is a complete gut job. It is horrible. It don't even have a door that shuts. And when I say a trailer, I mean a mobile home. I don't know what the measurements are. I haven't actually seen this in person, but I've been told it's not good. And another one has some damage inside, like water damage and different things, but it's livable, and it's for sale though. So I don't, and then that requires, someone literally from my family stepping in to help me get this. And no, it's actually not terribly expensive, but I just don't have anything. Like, I don't have anything. I don't have any savings at all. And you're like, oh wow, if you've been getting all this extra money, what have you done? Paid rent, bought groceries, paid bills. Not a lot of people were not in my situation. For example, it took over 2 months just to apply for unemployment. Just to apply. I reached out to everybody I could and complained that I could not apply. And if you are curious what I mean, I couldn't apply, the phone numbers didn't even work. Like, you could call them all day long, did not work. That did not work. I mean, not at all. And if you tried online, it was just so messed up, you couldn't even do anything. So it took 2 months for me to finally get on unemployment. And I only got on it because technically, even though the CARES Act reads that someone in my position as a rideshare driver can get on it, that's not how I got on it. I had other jobs in the past 18 months, and they used that. Hands down, that's what they did. They used those. Not my rideshare, which is interesting. So, I'm on it for that, not the other. But $95 a week, I can't make it on it. Paying all my bills and stuff, like my phone and internet, that alone would be